Hey guys, what's up? Granite here, or also known as Mr. Sharp, and today I'm going to be doing a full review on my lightsaber that I got from Ultrasabers. Now, I decided to opt for kind of just a basic standard saber to get started with because this is like my first purchase. So I decided to go with a light soundboard as well as just like a decent color. I'll get into the color in a little bit, but I kind of wanted to have sound on it because for my first lightsaber, and a lot of people have been saying around the internet and in other videos to go for sound because it's just a great starter. And I have to 100% agree with them. After swinging this thing around for a while, it helps to actually have sound. It just makes the experience a whole lot better. Now, before we go into the full details about this whole thing, I will say that when you do pull it out of the box, you're going to feel quality right away. Like, even the hilt, this is just the hilt alone, and it's like, whoa, this is legit. Like, this is freaking legit. It feels great. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and get started from top to bottom. So the first thing I will mention right away is that this is the Apprentice LE V4 version. So I'll go ahead and just kind of take a closer look at it. So I also opted for the windows. Right there, right here, the switch is just kind of like a normal black switch, and then all the way at the end is just a default pommel. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get inside the pommel now. So I actually opted just to get a normal pommel because I didn't really know what I was getting into. And it's completely fine. You don't have to go for a special pommel or anything like that. But we'll go ahead and take this out. So it's really easy to take out, really easy to manage. It's not really too much of a problem. So when you are taking this thing out, just bear in mind that you're accessing the interiors of the lightsaber. So you're going to be accessing the batteries and the speaker. The speaker is already like plugged in and stuff, so you don't have to really worry about it. They already put batteries inside of it, and I've had the first set of batteries, another set, and now I'm on my third set of batteries, and I swear, man, I think I've been swinging this thing like total time anywhere between 14 to 18 hours, and like these things eat batteries. So if you're going to opt to play with this thing a lot, I highly recommend getting AAA, 4 AAAs that can recharge. Anyway, so this is it right here. This is the speaker. It's really, really, really powerful. We'll get into that like a little bit later when we turn on it. But yeah, so this is the battery setup. It's just a standard. Now, when you do pull this out, bear in mind that it feels like it's a part of the weapon, like you're pulling something legit out. There's like a whole bunch of rubber and stuff right here that kind of keeps it together and kind of almost pulls it back in a little bit. But yeah, this is where you would change your batteries. You can take off this little Velcro here that was put in, and it's just simple as change the batteries, you put it back in, and then bam. Now do bear in mind, this freaked me out for my first time, but when I changed my batteries, I had like the speaker really close to me, and it just went obsidian, and I was like, oh my god! I was like freaked out a lot because I did not know what to expect at all. Guess we'll go ahead and touch base again. So just quickly here, so this is just like the normal hilt, then the button. I didn't do a whole switch thing because this is my first and I just need to see what it was like having the first one. You know, there's a little choke point here, and then I opted for the windows because I'm like, you know what, this might look cool, and it does, and I'll show you guys on camera in a little bit, but yeah, so one thing that I really, really like about this design is that it's not like it's super, super duper basic. I like it because it's just like, it's a clean hilt. There isn't like a whole lot of like stubbies and crap on it, you know. It's just like, here is a nice thing you can hold and then another place you can hold, and it just feels fantastic. I'm a one-hander kind of guy. I really, really like to hold just one hand and do all my tricks and spins with it. It just makes the experience like a lot better. But in my next purchase, like, I think I kind of want to do a two-hander because I kind of want to experience what it might be like to have two choke points on it and just sort of experience it. And yet again, I can still one-hand it no problem. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the next part, which is my tube that I used with it. So I opted for the, wow, this is really bright on camera. I'm just noticing that now. But the thing I opted for, the blade, is the heavy Ultra Edge blade. And the main reason why I went for this one was because I think the color in it looks fuller, and it is really true. It stays true to it. Now, bear in mind, when you do go for heavy grades, their light dims down a little bit more, but it's worth the sacrifice if you're going to be dueling with it, or just even just using it in general, because the light is just so bright in it. I will show you a few scuff marks on it if I can, if the lighting isn't too bright, but as you can see, like, I think it's like right about here. You can kind of see it. It's really hard to see where it is, and then right here, yeah, okay, so you can see like this kind of line. It kind of goes around here, and that has been a scuff mark. So I had like a nice battle one night, and I just wanted to see what this could withstand, and it has been satisfying to see that this thing isn't a cheapie. Like, it's legit. You can have full-on contact duels with these things, and it's just wonderful. One thing I will point out too is that I just want to do like a round tip. I don't really care if it's like a pointed tip or a round tip. I just decided to do round tip because I'm like, I don't really think I need to spend the extra money for it. I don't really care if it's pointed tip. But anyway, we'll go ahead and put 2 and 2 together. I never don't have like any Allen wrenches at home, so I just decided to opt for one, and I just wanted to go for it because it'd be cool to have this and like this just as a separate thing. So we'll go ahead and put both of these guys in. It's a lot easier than you'd think to put this thing in because like there's like a little hole I always like try to line it up with. Wait. Yeah, so there's like just a little hole you can line up with. So like that's the little thing in the middle. Show you guys. Yeah, you can see it like right there, and you just gotta line it up and then put it in. So I'll go ahead and do 1-1, and then screw this thing in. Now I do also like the fact that these lightsabers, like you can just, if this becomes way too damaged and just like unbearable to look at, and I doubt that's gonna happen, is you can replace the blade, and it's great. One thing I actually forgot to mention this blade before I do turn it on. Ultra Edge heavy grade, and I forgot to mention it's a 36-inch blade. I won't lie, I think the point of balance on this thing, it's like right about here, and you kind of want the point of balance to be here because it becomes like way too unbalanced. So when I swing this around, and it is heavy too, which would make sense, it's probably heavier, is that like the balance just goes like when really it's here, and like you would want to hold it here because then you would feel it all just come together, but it kind of sucks that way. I should have gotten maybe a 32-inch, and this thing legit, you don't think it's long at first, a 36-inch. For me, it's fucking big, and I'm like, I think like 5'9" or something like that, and this thing is long. Like, I hit shit in my basement, and it's crazy. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and turn it on. I'll do it with like the lights on, and then I'll do it with the lights off. So as you can see, like right at the bottom here, it's going to like on camera, it looks like a legit lightsaber. Like it's crazy. it's just so fun to play with. It just feels fantastic. I will go ahead and tell you that this is the Sunrider's Destiny. It really looks like it's a strong blue on camera, and it always looks like it's a strong, like, blue, just in general, but, yeah. So the color, it's obviously really bright at the start, but then throughout the whole blade itself, it kind of, like, evens itself out. Like, almost like a regular lightsaber, and that's why, like, the Ultra Edge is really, really, really nice. So we'll go ahead and just kind of look at it really, really up close, just from start to bottom. And then there's your legit part. Now that window just makes it look ultra, ultra sexy. I love that. So as you can see, like, I'm going to turn it back a bit. Like, this is the brightest point possible. And then when you kind of move it along, it does dim out a little bit more. But it does keep, like, its good consistency throughout the whole blade. But, like, right here, like, in the middle, right where my fingers are, it starts to kind of go out a little bit, but, I mean, it's one powerful LED light that does the whole thing for you. And I also did, obviously, flash on clash, and I did go for the consular green, but I don't think it was, it wasn't shipped that way, because I don't think you can do consular green with the LEDs that are put in here. So they just defaulted it to white, which is fine with me for my first lightsaber purchase, because, you know, white flash on clash is whatever, so. You can kind of see it light up. It's sort of a bit weird when I, like, do it in the camera, but, yeah, and then the lockup. The lockup is just fantastic, so you can actually hardly see that on camera. It's really hard to tell. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch off the lights and sit in the chair again, and you guys can see the difference in the dark. Alright, so the only thing that's probably lit up in the background probably has to be just the lights outside the room and the little Christmas tree in the background. So I'll go ahead and ignite it. Now, you can probably see the color maybe a little bit better in the dark. Not too sure, but it's just fantastic. Like, when you light this thing up in a room, or just in a dark place, you're like, whoa, that is the brightest thing in the room. This is flipping crazy. And it is, this is probably the third time I said it, it is the heavy grade, Ultra Edge heavy grade. So we'll go ahead and do the flash on clash one more time. And then the lockup. I'll swing it around just a little bit, I'll back up, and then I'll just end the video. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lights back on. Alright, so we just finished out the blackout scene right there. Now it's time for a rating on this thing. I got it for about $250 Canadian. It's like 200 USD for what I actually bought it for, and that's with shipping. I also used the Black Friday discount, which is 15% off. But my final verdict on this, if I had to rate it out of 10 stars, for the price I got it, I think it's definitely an 8 or 9. I can't give it like 10, but for what I got it for, I think it's worthy of the price of $250 Canadian, pretty much. Just everything on the blade, like the handle, the light, the sound, the blade itself, everything just, it feels just so epic. It feels so lifelike. I guess the only two things that I would have liked more on it was if I could change the blade color, and I forgot the other thing I was gonna say. Fuck. Alright, so the only thing that I think I would probably change on this thing would just probably have to just be the blade color. I would like to have a variety, you know, to play around with, but the only way you can do that is you have to opt for a emerald saber. So definitely in my next purchase from Ultrasabers, I'm going to do that. And if you're going to be a first-time buyer, highly recommend that you do a light soundboard with some kind of color. So for me, you know, like, this is awesome. It feels great. It can withstand heavy damage, which is also fantastic as well. This is not cheap. This isn't a cheap piece of crap that you get from Hasbro. This is legit custom saber. Yeah, definitely opt for a light soundboard and whatever kind of color you're looking for. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. I know this was a little bit of a long review, but I hope this helps, and I hope this helps with your future purchases at Ultrasabers. Anyway, guys, take care.